Wait, go back. That's what I thought he said. The Prophet of Regret is planning to activate Halo.
Are you sure?
I shall light this holy ring, release its cleansing flame, and burn a path into the divine beyond.
Pretty much.
Commander, we've got a problem.
So I hear. But from what I understand, the Prophet will need an object, the Index, to activate the ring. I've located a library similar to the one you found on the first Halo. If the rings work the same way, the Index should be inside.
I'll bet the Covenant are thinking the exact same thing.
Then we better beat them to it, Sergeant. Extract your men and meet me at the library.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll secure the Index key. You take out the Prophet. He's given us all the intel we need.
Alright, hello guys, welcome back. Sadly, this is another Halo 2 level that throws you right into the action. Some drones right at the start. And they're backed up by 2 elites. Well, you do get some Marines to help you out, but, you know, I'm not really sure how much help they will really be. You know, oh well.
Another contact!
Wish we got to keep the Marines from Delta Halo. Anyway, speaking of, if you have a fresh start on this mission, you'll start with a beam rifle and an SMG, which are ideal weapons for taking on drones and elites. So there you go. It's very difficult to keep your Marines alive here, and they're not like extraordinarily helpful in the upcoming sections, so it's not a big deal if they die. Got a little greed there, but I figured it was the start of the mission. By the way, eventually 2 more elites will come out of that door, so that's watch out for sure. But yeah, I was unable to protect my Marines, sadly. Cue the sad music. But yeah, welcome back to episode 7, Regret.
You know, I think the Forerunners built these new structures around the old to protect them, honor them. Pure speculation, mind you. I'd need to make a thorough survey to be sure.
Now there's a full beam rifle right here for you to pick up, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing, because you know what that means. It means it's sniper time. So there's a variable number of Jackal snipers out here, from 4 to 6, and they spawn in a set of predetermined points. But you won't always know, you know, the points where they spawn are random, but there's only a certain amount of them. So you just got to keep the spawn points in mind. That's 2. It's best to assume that there's 6 Jackal snipers. Like, for example, on this run, I get all 6, so that's 3. And then, yeah. The most annoying ones, there's one across the bridge, and then there's one on a ledge, slightly to the left of this other one that's camping the doorway. Those are the 2 worst ones. Yeah. So I hear him sniping at me, but I got kind of lucky. Sometimes they have a little trouble navigating the ledge, and yeah, short people problems, I suppose. Actually, at an earlier attempt of this level, I had to scrap it because I forgot to hit the record button, embarrassingly enough, and that Jackal on the ledge over there killed me so many times. So that felt very cathartic that he died. And to make matters worse, in addition to that first Covenant squad I wiped out, there's a second one up ahead. You know, not elites and grunts, not really a big deal, but it can be annoying when you have to deal with 6 snipers. Now, for those of you good at counting, you might have noticed I only killed 5 snipers. That's because the last one is over there. Actually, I killed that grunt on purpose because I know that will draw out the sniper. Yeah, for whatever reason, the beam rifle isn't very good. It's like some kind of silent weapon. Like, enemies don't notice you killing their allies with the beam rifle unless they see the ally die. So it must be coded to not, like, make a sound or something. So you gotta use something like the carbine to draw them out if you want to bait them. Speaking of carbine, there's some carbine ammo over here. There you are. Rare footage of Prisma actually using the needler. Now, to be fair to the needler, it actually got it's been buffed quite a lot in this game. It's actually a pretty decent weapon now, especially if you dual wield. The problem is, it's just enemies on Halo 2 Legendary just kill you so fast. Oh, by the way, there's a full beam rifle under the ledge. But when you push far enough up, there's going to be another squad of Covenant, some grunts, and some and an elite. Almost died, but luckily I get the clutch snipe, which makes him go back, and I'm able to burst down his shields with the carbine. Carbine's better at doing that than the battle rifle, I find, because it has more hit stun. This is a level where Cortana has a lot to say if you linger in some spots. I was able to get some of it on the bonus footage, but not all of it. This room's pretty easy. There's just some grunts and jackals, but don't underestimate any enemy on Halo 2 Legendary. Almost died to Halo 2 Jackal, which would have been embarrassing. Embarrassing close shot. Careful pushing up, because out of that doorway there's going to be a second squad of jackals. Well, I say squad, but there's only 2 of them. So. Alright, now... That sound going off, that's the gondola. But careful coming up, because this is another jackal sniper section. This time there's 4 jackal snipers to deal with, and they're backed up by 2 elites wielding carbines. My advice would be to make a beeline for this rock, because it's a lot easier to take cover. And assuming that you do this right, you should be able to get an easy, sneak. Oh, whoa. The guy went flying. Forgot about that. But you should be able to get an easy kill on one of the snipers. I will say 2 of the snipers like to hide behind the elites over to the right, so really you only have to worry about 2 jackal snipers, but don't get complacent. Yeah, there they are. And once again, they're having short people problems. Struggling to shoot over that waist-high wall. Now, if you do that fight fast enough, it causes a glitch where it actually skips over the next wave that I'm about to fight. And you don't have to do it. But, I was a little too slow. I was actually going a little slow on purpose because I was hoping Cortana would trigger some of Cortana's extra dialogue, but, this is a full path run, so I prefer to show as many encounters as possible. Now, here's the sad thing. I got through all that difficult stuff, but some Halo 2 hunters... Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen these guys, right? They haven't appeared since Outskirts. Remember, it's 2 shots to the middle with the beam rifle to kill them, but about 1 second to kill you with their beam. Cannon. Yeah, if it wasn't embarrassing enough that I died to Halo 2 hunters, I died a second time. Just like me. We did part. One try, choke on the easy part. But, my mistake was I wasn't backing up. I was trying to be too aggressive, which just gets you punished. Now, Halo 2 hunters, they are more formidable than their Halo 1 counterparts, but they are still a joke, and for one specific reason. Well, first of all, 2 shots with the precision weapon, or 2 shots with the beam rifle isn't a big deal, but the main, for whatever reason, plasma grenades make their AI glitch out. It may, stuns them in place or, makes them turn around.
The Covenant's
Very
getting
weird.
nosy. Now, I don't want to give away my position, so I'm rerouting a few stragglers back to you. I apologize. These Pelicans are all the support you're gonna get.
Understood, ma'am.
Either way, though, it makes them a complete joke in Halo 2 as well. Quick shot of the Delta Halo ring. You don't really get to see it too much compared to the Halo 1 one. I guess partially because you only spend part of the game here. Now, she says these Pelicans are the last support you're going to get. There are more Pelican drop-offs later in the level. This isn't the
The
last
gondola is launching from the far towers. Big surprise, it's full of Covenant reinforcements.
She just meant that the Pelicans are all the support she can provide, not that this is the last Pelican. Confuse me. You can get some early sniping done. You'll want to do that because the Pelican, if you lost your Marines earlier, the Pelican will drop off 2 more. Obviously, the elites with the carbines are very threatening to Marines because they can just pop them in the head and kill them instantly. One of these Marines will always have a sniper rifle, which is nice. Because it means you only need to give 1 sniper rifle to get 2 Marines with power weapons, which is nice. It is kind of ironic.
Nice enough to bring us a ride.
Nothing else really interesting in this drop-off.
What's to drive? It comes here, it goes there.
There's the temple that we need to get to, where Regret is, that Cortana mentioned in the last level, but first we gotta get to that other tower that's a little closer. It is a little interesting how it's a little backwards with the Marines. Like, Jackal snipers usually hit Marines in the body, and they can tank that shot, and they have regenerating health. But elites are better at aiming for the head, so the elites with carbines are actually more dangerous than Marines. Speaking of dangerous, some drones attack you. Luckily the Marines make this part really easy.
Roll over and play dead.
Yeah. With the sniper rifles, look at how much easier that was than the initial shootout. Pretty cool.
Y'all are smiling because that was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. You know, credit where credit is due. Oh, shit.
How you doing?
Doing good.
No worries, mate.
This lake couldn't have been formed by volcanic action, which means it was either built this way on purpose or was created by some other cataclysmic event. I'm sorry. Were you trying to kill something?
Not yet. Now, this second gondola, on lower difficulties, there'll just be 2 elites with carbines, but on higher difficulties, there's some drones to deal with as well.
Oh, I had that one out. Ugh. I think I need a medic.
Not a huge
Marine,
deal.
Think it through. You don't fight, they kill you.
Alright, now this is another part where you can get some early sniping done, because there's 2 Jackal snipers camping the ledge, but you can kill them really early if you know they're there. Now, I have established that grunts on shade turrets can shred through your Marines really fast, but you might not want to spend your ammo just yet. I actually forgot about that. Well, first of all, there's grunt reinforcements that will refresh the shade turrets, but more importantly, there's 2 Jackal snipers camping the lower entrance, so you would want to spend your beam rifle ammo to take them out first. Unlike me. Luckily, I was just within range where I could take them out with the carbine without him being able to retaliate. Yeah, better to save your beam rifle for the Jackal snipers than just take out the shade turrets with your carbine. As you can see, you have plenty of time before your Marines are in danger. Then just some normal Jackals come out of the doorway. That song that just played is awesome. It's called Leonidas. Really good song. Now, this is where Bungie decided, this is like Silent Cartographer, they decided to put 1 million Jackals, well, there's like 6 or 7 Jackals, but a lot of Jackals in this one room. Be a little careful moving forward though, because it's probably pretty obvious the Jackals aren't the main threat here.
Nice one, mate.
Yeah, push far enough up, and another 4 drones are going to come down. Luckily, they kind of get stuck on the geometry, so they're pretty easy to snipe, either you or your Marines. I say that, and then I miss 2 shots, but oh well.
Ah, now I see. There's a submerged section that connects these towers to the outlying structures. Looks like we're going down. Unless you'd prefer to swim.
This is one of those levels where it's a little tricky to run past everything. Oh, real life interruption. Brief pause. A little tricky to run past everything, because there's a lot of triggers behind. Like this elevator won't come
Full
up
car coming up.
unless you kill all the enemies in the room. Luckily, this elevator is just full of jackals, so very easy triple kill here. Yep. But don't get on the elevator just yet, because there's a little secret. Let's climb up here on these ledges, or whatever these things are called. I'm sure there's some architect in the audience who knows. No, I'm just kidding. But either way, there's a sleeping grunt up here with a fuel rod gun. This fuel rod gun's going to come in real handy in a minute. Oh, by the way, if like somehow your Marines died on the gondola or something, the Pelican would actually fly by again and drop off 2 more before you go down, so that's nice. Now, this is kind of an extended cutscene a la like Half-Life, so I'm going to be a little quiet for this part. Just let you take in the atmosphere of Halo 2, baby.
I've intercepted a secure transmission from Regret's carrier to something called High Charity. It seems to be a formal apology to the prophets of truth and mercy. Apparently, Regret jumped the gun when he attacked Earth. He's asking the other prophets to forgive his premature arrival, arguing that no human presence was foretold. That explains why there were so few ships in his fleet. But it's odd a prophet would have such bad intel about his enemy's homeworld.
Indeed. But... well, I'll get into that later. There's some gameplay things to discuss. Alright. So there is a carbine under the stairs here, if you want it. This next room's pretty easy. It's kind of a joke room. It's full of nothing but grunts. Now, I kind of make a mistake here. There's actually another second carbine under these stairs. So what I should have done, I should have jumped over...
More, mate, you know where I am.
I should have jumped over the edge
Grenade,
and
it's live, it's live!
grabbed the carbine to save for ammo on my beam rifle, because you kind of need it in the upcoming area. Well, you don't need it, but it's nice to have. Luckily, I kind of smartened up, grabbed the carbine to finish off the rest of this room. Not the worst idea to rush ahead to clear things out, because there's a lot of grunts here, and they love to spam plasma grenades on Legendary, and they can wipe out your Marines deceptively quickly. So then you can go back for your beam rifle. Ideally, you know, if you played this level, you would have a full beam rifle, unlike me. Kind of wasted the ammo. It doesn't end up mattering too much, but, you know, just something to keep in mind. Making sure the Marines follow me this time, unlike in the last level where they got stuck. Alright, now this upcoming room, you can enter the room down there. I wouldn't recommend that, though, because there's 4 jackal snipers. It's a big hallway. Yeah. What you want to do is come up here instead, and you can get an easy kill on one of the jackal snipers right here. But immediately go back into the doorway after you do that.
Green's gonna get ya!
True.
Get on out here so I can sight on you.
Not only is there a second jackal sniper who will hit you, there's an honor guard elite with an energy sword who will rush you, and then there's also a bunch of drones that will come to you. This room is probably the hardest room in the game, or one of the hardest rooms in the game. But I'm going to show you how to clear it relatively easily. So, initial wave, there's just there's the honor guard, 4 drones, and then 4 jackal snipers. Two jackal snipers on each side. I use the carbine to kind of draw out the other one. That's 2. Almost got hit there. Very lucky I didn't. Sadly, though, I lose one of my Marines, but I do get the 3rd jackal sniper. That one was less luck because the shooting at the sniper throws his aim off a little bit. So that was me being proactive, actually. No, I'm just kidding. I know I got very lucky on that first one. That's the initial wave, or so I thought, but by the way, there's carbine ammo over there. There's more carbine ammo over on the left.
And people say I've got a big head.
Yeah, I forgot. It turns out there's like one surviving drone, but careful coming up here, because when you come up, there's going to be 4 more jackal snipers that spawn in. But if you come over here, you can get the drop on them. This is very satisfying. For some reason, when they're in close range, it turns off their aimbotting, so they'll pretty much always miss you if you get close like that.
Bleed out, you filthy alien!
Absolutely, but sadly, it's a little hard to keep your Marines alive during this part, because the next spawn... What makes this room so difficult, there's all these like invisible spawn lines. This next one is going to spawn in... Yep.
Come on, mate! I'm just a gun!
Yeah, it's going to spawn in 4 drones, and then 4 more jackal snipers on the right, and in the center of the room, it's going to spawn in 2 hunters. You might be able to just barely make them out. Yeah, luckily the jackal snipers, they spawn pretty far at the entrance of the room, so they won't bother you too much while you deal with the hunters. Now, yeah, the fuel rod makes very short work of the hunters. It only takes 3 shots, even on Legendary. That's because hunter armor is supposed to be... Oh, and I managed to take out 2 of the jackal snipers, actually. Pretty nice. But yeah, Bungie kind of messed up the coding, and they made a coding mistake so that the fuel rod explosions do neutral damage to everything in the game. Hunter armor is supposed to be resistant to explosions, but they take the full explosion damage, so the fuel rod cannon rips through them really quickly. It's another thing that makes hunters kind of a joke in Halo 2, because they don't have any energy shielding, so you can just kill them in 3 shots. I'm being a little hesitant here, because I know there's at least 1 more jackal sniper. And there's also the drones that will rush me if I go too far forward. But luckily that drew out the last jackal sniper. You don't really need the fuel rod gun anymore, so you're probably better to go dual precision weapon. Now, kind of a weird thing. From this door that I'm looking at right here, there's supposed to be 2 honor guard elites that spawn. One will have an energy sword, and then the other will have a plasma rifle. But for whatever reason, they didn't spawn in for me. Kind of a weird thing there. Not sure what happened. You might be thinking, like, well, maybe it's because you went over to the left and spawned in the jackal snipers, but no. By the way, just me demonstrating that a beam rifle shot to anywhere on the drone's body kills them in 1 hit. Not that that was in contention, it's just something helpful to keep in mind. You don't have to aim super well when fighting drones, you can just hit them. You know, it's not a huge deal. I am a little disappointed that they didn't spawn, but, 2 elites is, when you have a beam rifle, they're major elites too, so they die in 2 shots of the beam rifle, so it's like, whatever. Now, when you get too close to the exit, a squad of Covenant comes to intercept you. It's going to be, I believe, 2 elites and then some backup jackals. Not jackal snipers, just normal jackals. Yeah, there's me killing an elite major right there, I suppose. This is kind of a hard room to run through because, the spawn line, so you could have like 12 jackal snipers all shooting at you and then 12 drones, and then, even if you duck and weave past all of them, you'll run right into that Covenant squad that'll just kill you, so... Even just running past that room takes some doing. But, be a little bit careful coming down here, because there's going to be another squad of jackals, but also there's going to be hidden inside the squad of normal jackals is a jackal sniper. No, I'm not kidding. It's a very dick move. It's extremely dickish. Luckily, That's close range, so his aim botting is thrown off a little bit. But alright, that is one of the toughest rooms in the game down. And it's followed by a much easier room, but probably to the surprise of no one, despite this being the much, much easier room, I choke here pretty badly, and I die. In short order. It is kind of a unique room, though, because you have some Spec Ops grunts. In Halo 2, Spec Ops grunts have active camo. Yeah, as you can see. And they're backed up by 2 stealth elites, but pretty easy to deal with overall. The only thing is, if you're not using a sniper rifle, any enemy with active camo can be a little hard to hit because you don't have an aim assist on them. But, you know, compared to the last room, this one isn't not too bad. Yeah. When you kill the initial group of enemies, a 3rd stealth elite is going to come through the door. This one has an energy sword, but obviously, yeah, not a big deal at all. Nothing under these stairs. And up next is another kind of... Yeah, it's another one of these elevators, so... There's going to be some more Cortana dialogue and cutscene stuff, so I'll be a little quiet and let you enjoy the atmosphere. Boo! No, I'm just kidding. Alright, I'll be quiet for real.
Regret's carrier just received a response from High Charity. A very well-encrypted message from the Prophet of Truth. Listen to this. Your haste has jeopardized the fulfillment of our covenant, threatened our grand design. That you shall be spared a public display of our contempt is thanks only to Mercy and his wise counsel. Truth, Mercy, Regret. 3 prophet hierarchs. Killing Regret should shake up the covenant leadership. But frankly, it sounds like you might be doing Truth a favor.
I always found it kind of funny that Cortana is like this hyper-advanced AI, but she still likes the drama, the tea. Anyway. There's going to be 2 Honor Guard elites in this part, but it's very easy to stealth kill right there. I got a little unlucky... And the 2nd Honor Guard ended up seeing his buddy's body, but luckily I managed to clutch it out with that clutch snipe right there. And there's also some grunts, but yeah, not really a big deal. When you don't have Marines to babysit. Now, yeah, like I said, this is a level where Cortana and Regret like to yap. I don't get all of their dialogue, even in the bonus footage, so that might be something you check out on your own. Now, this is an enemy configuration that they just seem to love. It's another 4 drones backed up by 2 elites, once again. I don't know why they like that configuration so much, but there you go. And, just like the start of the level, there's not really a better option other than hugging
Every
them.
member of the Covenant shall walk the path. None will be left behind when our great journey begins. That is the Prophet's age-old promise, and it shall be fulfilled!
Great journey. Doesn't he know what these rings do?
Luckily, I was able to get at least some of the dialogue. Don't forget there is a crate of carbines back here. Oh yeah, I forgot about them for a second myself, but yeah, there's some carbine ammo back here. Luckily, that's kind of de-aggroed the enemies, and they kind of went into idle positions, so that let me get the drop on this one drone. kill him, that lets me get a foothold in the outdoors. Finally stop hugging the doorway. Now there's still one elite from the previous squad I didn't deal with. Once you get past that squad, another squad with an elite and some jackals will come up.
This is my last run, Chief. I'm nearly out of fuel. We've secured the first tower cluster, so I'll set down there. Call when you're ready for evac.
He says it's his last run, but he actually does make another one after this. Anyway, if you lost your Marines, he will drop off 2 more Marines for you. Actually, I think he drops off these 2 Marines no matter what. But either way, one of them will have a sniper rifle, the other one won't, so you can give one the sniper rifle. I trade out my carbine for the battle rifle because this is like one of the only areas where you actually have ammo for the battle rifle, and I do prefer it. I probably should have taken the sniper rifle in hindsight. It would have made this next section a little bit easier, but well.
Got another
Now,
hostile.
as you can see, there's some jackal snipers.
Taking fire.
There are 3 jackal snipers backed up by 2 carbine elites in this part. So very deadly for both you and your elites. But if they're armed with sniper rifles, it's no big deal.
We done here?
Now, you're kind of on a timer. Eventually what I mean is, eventually a phantom dropship is going to come in, yeah, so you want to get to a spot where you and your Marines won't be taking too much sustained fire from the phantom. And it'll drop off another squad, Covenant. But they're pretty easy to take out. They basically just stand right in front of your bullets like a complete idiot. Speaking of...
So you killed him!
Yeah, so I felt bad, so I tried to reset, but then the idiot did the same thing the second time. So... At the end of my patience, so when I reset, I ended up dying about 3 more times because of that Marine and his stupidity.
Hey, when you gonna start fighting, Splitman?
So my final death count for the level will be 21, technically, but it's really more like 18. Because those deaths wouldn't have happened if the Marine didn't literally run in front of my battle rifle. The worst part is it ended up not mattering anyway, because in this attempt where I decide fuck it, the other Marine got shot in the head by a carbine-wielding elite, so it ended up not mattering. And, oh, by the way, there's one more Jackal Sniper guarding the gondola, so be careful of him. Luckily, that's the final Jackal Sniper of the level. No more Jackal Snipers. I was a little bit confused here, because a squad of grunts and regular Jackals are supposed to come out of the gondola, but they were, like, delayed or something. You want to pick up that rocket launcher eventually. But yeah, obviously...
There, another gondola. Looks like it leads straight to the main temple.
Deal with the squad
Not much
first.
further now.
Oh, when you're going on these gondolas, you want to be sure that the Marines are actually on the gondolas, because if you... Specifically inside the gondola, because if you leave them too far back, they'll just get left behind. If you leave them on the silver part that I'm on, that silver part retracts, and then they just fall to their deaths. Now, it's not the worst idea. You can either have your Marine with a sniper rifle or a rocket launcher. I prefer to give them a rocket launcher for this part. Ideally, I would have one alive, but, one decided to stand in front of my battle rifle.
How's it going, you two? So far, so good. We're approaching the main temple now. Roger that. I'm as close to the library as I can get. There's some sort of barrier. We're trying to find a way around it. I'll keep you posted.
Now, the reason you want the rocket launchers is because you get attacked by 2 Banshees while you're on foot. And the Marine makes this part a lot easier. If he also has it, yeah. I mean, he took out that one Banshee by himself. I do screw up my rocket, but Marine screws up too because he decides to just stand directly in the path of the Banshee for some reason. Doesn't even bother to take cover. So I realize my Marine's dead, which makes this next shootout a lot harder. Here's another enemy we haven't seen in a while. There's some elite Rangers on board that other gondola. So I'm kind of readjusting, but on legendary difficulty, the elite Rangers are backed up by a squad of grunts wielding fuel rods, which makes this firefight a lot harder. Remember that fuel rods have slight homing capabilities. Also, something to keep in mind: elite Rangers, they have the stats of elite fighters, so they have really weak shields. So don't be afraid to go on the offensive. Also, even though the grunts have fuel rods and probably could easily kill you, they will panic and drop their fuel rods when you kill the two elites. So that's another thing to make that section a little easier. And then this is another section where you can do some early sniping. If your Marine was still alive, you'd want to give him one of the sniper rifles, but just me. There's the Sentinel wall over to the left. We'll be going there in the next level, actually. Now, assuming you're good at sniping, you can take out the whole squad, not waste an entire clip, but I do take a deep breath and lock in. There we go. There we go. If your Marines are still alive, you'd want to take out the shade turrets first, but since it's just me, you know, they're not really a big threat to Master Chief, just the Marines. Now, if you're playing this level, this is another part where I should have taken the sniper rifle with me. Taking the rocket launcher here is a mistake. You'll see why in a second. After this cool cutscene.
That's the largest Covenant fleet I've ever seen. The largest anyone's ever seen. Get inside the temple and kill regret before it can stop us.
I promise the weird cut with the music there is that's the game, not like a weird cut I made. But don't spend too long admiring the scenery, because two grunts will come in with plasma turrets, and they'll be backed up by some jackals and two elites. And one of the elites is going to be an ultra. It can be an ultra. Now, I didn't have a long-range way to take them out. I just had the rocket launcher, so that got me killed. But so yeah, if you're doing this part, definitely come in with a sniper rifle. It's better for this encounter. But as you can see, you can still definitely do it with the rocket launcher in a pinch. Now, in the bottom right, when you take too long in a level, eventually enemies that you kill will start awarding 0 points. It's a way to prevent cheesing. I got a little lucky there that the Ultra may have been able to kill me. Instead, he went berserk and pulled out an energy sword, but Ultras are, of course, considerably more dangerous than Zealots because they're so tanky. But luckily, I'm able to grab a straight plasma rifle, put him into recovery mode, and there we go. But yeah, eventually enemies stop rewarding points. Usually that happens at about 3 times the bar time. I forgot about those two elites that rush you.
Too many for me to track. We don't have much time.
Yeah, I was choking a bit at the end here, I won't lie, but yeah, now that I know they're coming. I mean, to be fair, Halo 2 has a lot of really cheap ambush spawns.
We don't have much time.
And
There are honor guards all over this place. Watch your back.
Not only that, but 2 honor guards wielding energy swords will probably rush you at the entrance. Sometimes they'll retreat, but sometimes they'll pursue you like this. If they pursue you, well, you don't have to kill them, but I want to come down here to swap out my battle rifle for a carbine. There's some beam rifles down here. There's also some fuel rods. There's a lot of stuff down here. The reason for that is because it's time for the game's second boss fight against the Prophet of Regret. There he is, right there. This boss fight
I'll kill it myself.
is ridiculous
There's the target. Take him out.
in a lot of ways. So first of all, he's completely immune, as you can see, to anything except you jumping into his shield, his personal energy field, and punching him to death.
Human filth. You befoul this holy place.
You have to do this 5 times. He has the orange beam he has. It's basically the equivalent of the hunter's energy beam, and it can kill you just as quickly. The bigger threat, though, is while you were trying to punch him 5 times, you have to deal with infinitely respawning grunts and honor guard elites. And as you can see, sometimes regret will just drop you off into a big crowd. That was me raging in real life a little bit. Yeah. Infinitely respawning elites and grunts. And look at how fast they can kill you. That was less than a second, you can see. And of course, Regret himself is no pushover either. Let's see. I should start actually offering some tips and tricks. So, the elites with the plasma rifles are the most dangerous thing in the room. If you see them, you have to kill them immediately.
Remove this vermin from my sight.
As you can see, especially the ones that are dual-wielding plasma
There's the
rifles,
target. Take him out.
they will kill you in less than a second. There are a finite number of enemies that can be in the room at once. See, what you want to do is you want to kind of leave the grunts and sword-wielding elites alive. That way plasma rifle elites won't spawn. It's a little cheesy. Oh, also checkpoints in this fight are awful. There's like no consistent generation of them. They just kind of happen sometimes. Another tip, try not to board Regret when he's going to take you into a crowd of enemies. I did get a checkpoint after the first boarding, so I only have to board him 4 more times.
The great
Still,
journey will not be postponed.
that's a lot more difficult than it seems. Eventually I do wise up that I'm being a little too aggressive and I should be more passive. It doesn't help when you get caught like that. This was a funny death. The pack of grunts. Straight into a pack of grunts. Okay. It's pretty easy to avoid the sword elites.
Human filth.
But yeah, look how fast the plasma rifle one kills me, and that's a single wielding plasma rifle guy. Snipes me from like across the room. Yeah, just look at how fast they shoot. So eventually, I smarten up after taking a stupid death from Regret. So this is where the majority of my 18 deaths come from.
Human filth. You befoul this holy place.
And to be honest, this fight is a lot of RNG. You just gotta hope that not too many plasma rifle elites spawn, and they don't spawn in places where they can snipe you. And also,
Glorious. Attack. The demon.
you want Regret to fire before you board him? Okay. So I think this is the run where I lock in.
The great journey.
So
will
I
not
take
be
out the plasma
postponed.
rifle elite. I take out the plasma rifle elite. I am much better at dodging and headshotting the grunts so I don't get killed by a pack of grunts again. And I'm able to get a fresh plasma pistol, which is what I
incompetence! I'll kill it myself!
This time I wait for Regret to fire before boarding him. Second time. I climb around to make sure I have a lay of the land.
Demon must die!
Now, I did kind of screw up there, but luckily I was close enough that... By the way, you are invincible while you're boarding Regret, so if you are pretty sure that you can... If you're gonna die without getting onto him, you just want to risk it.
Oh, this holy place!
Able to take out another plasma rifle elite. Now, I get super lucky here, because that's 4 boards, and he spawns right there, so I'm able to get the 5th board, which turns out to be really lucky, because, yeah, another plasma rifle elite spawned right behind me, so that could have been death.
Bad news. The Phantoms are turning around. The fleet is preparing to fire on our position. We need to get out of here.
Luckily, the honor guards, they are no longer hostile once you kill Regret. RNG fuckfest of a fight, but try enough times, eventually you'll get the hang of it.
This is not your grave, but you are welcome in it.
Alright. Nice cliffhanger ending there. I do want to point out that the par score is 8,000 for this level. And I still got nearly double that, despite dying 21 times. And remember, that is more like 18 deaths. So, because of the Marines twice making me revert to checkpoint by getting right in front of my battle rifle, they knew how cheap this boss fight was. But I hope you'll join me next time for level 8. Sacred Icon. This level is a lot easier. This is one of the easiest levels in the game, probably. But also one of the worst ones. But we'll get to that. If you're not somebody who likes bonus footage, then I will see you then. This video has quite a lot of bonus footage, as you can see. Oh, real quick, while we're here, I did want to point out, you can find a bunch of plasma grenades up here, near the hologram of Regret. We're back in the big dark room. Probably pretty recognizable. Figured I'd give kind of an extended segment in the remastered graphics. Can't hurt. Does give me more time to talk about the Regret boss fight. Yeah, that boss fight is awful. I have no defense for it. It really is just RNG. You really just gotta hope that not too many elites with plasma rifles spawn. Like, obviously there's things you can do to help mitigate it, but yeah, it's just not fun. I mean, I died a single-digit number of times throughout the entire rest of the level, and then I died like 13 times to Regret. 12 or 13 times. And that's with me knowing what I'm doing, because, like, imagine you're a new player and you try and shoot Regret, waste a bunch of time and deaths. It's not great. Thank you, Marine. But yeah, I'm just clearing out all the enemies. There is a reason I'm waiting here for an extended period of time. I wanted to see if I
I've
could
got a big head.
We're
this
compelled
dialogue.
to join our union, to take part in a movement that promised freedom for allegiance, salvation for service. But some, like the humans, chose to impede our progress, block our access to sacred sites, damage holy relics. For their transgressions, the humans shall be hunted until none remain alive.
But as for the terminal, it's actually located right next to the Regret hologram. It's right over here, pretty easy to find in the solo.
For generations, our holy arrangement put the prophets in charge of religion and technology. The elites led our military forces to convert new species and find relics such as your halo.
And these relics you sought, the San Shayun, your prophets, told you that they would lead you on this great journey?
Yes, transcendence, eternal life. Their promises were endless. We gave up our old ways to follow the Prophet's lead on the great journey. Gave up all of our history, all of our traditions.
Not all of your traditions, it seems. This Arbiter you mentioned, hasn't that always been a position of power for your species?
Power? It was long ago. An Arbiter was once the pinnacle of our people, leader of the clans, and master of the battlefield. But then, an Arbiter committed heresy, and an example was made of him.
Heresy?
He challenged the word of the prophets. Challenged and lost. So the title of Arbiter became a badge of shame for our most spectacularly failed warriors.
Yes. They were accomplished manipulators. Back before the firing of the array. I see at least that hasn't changed.
Manipulators? What? And before? Before when?
I will explain later. Right now, I want you to tell me everything you can of these Arbiters.
Real talk, I'm not sure why Guilty Spark is so particularly obsessed with the Arbiters, but, it's not like a huge deal. Anyway, that was episode 7. It's all uphill from here, mostly. I will see you, bonus footage watchers, in episode 8, Sacred Icon. Hope you'll join me there.